Hello everyone, my name is Carrie Legal. I'm one of the Autism Low Incidence Mentor Teachers with Richmond Public Schools. I'm here today to do another lesson with you from the Unique Learning System program. It is lesson number 3, and we are going to read a book about Grumpy Mr. G. Before we read the book, though, I want to tell you some vocabulary words that you're going to hear throughout the story. One is we're going to talk about our eyes. These are eyes. Can you point to your eye? Yeah, your eyes. E-Y-E-S, eyes. Another word you're going to hear is dark. The sky is dark. D-A-R-K, dark. And then another word you're going to hear is light. The light shines. L-I-G-H-T. This is like a daytime sky where it's light and the sun is shining in the sky. And that brings us to our next word. Who can tell me what that is? Sun. Point to the sun. There's the sun. So, the 4 words that we're going to hear throughout the story are sun, light, dark, and eyes. All right, let's start by doing a picture walk with our story of Grumpy Mr. G. Just gonna switch so you can see it on my screen. All right, so looks like the title of the book is Grumpy Mr. G. And it looks like Mr. G is in his bedroom in his bed, and he doesn't look very happy. I wonder why. Let's find out. The author of the book is Emily Weinberger, and the illustrator of the book is Todd Gardner. Who can remember what the illustrator does? Does the illustrator write the book or draw the pictures? The illustrator draws the pictures in the book. And the author, Emily Weinberger, writes the story. All right, let's see what we can see through our picture walk. Oh my goodness. So the setting of the story still looks like he's in his bedroom, but the sun is shining through the windows. I wonder if he's trying to go to sleep. Let's see. Oh, it looks like he's thinking of how to make the light not come in the windows. This is a picture of curtains. And this is a light bulb, meaning he's thinking of that in his head. Let's see what the next page is. All right, it looks like he put up some white curtains. So this is the color white. And he put up some white curtains in his bedroom. I wonder what will happen when he tries to go to sleep. Okay, so the next morning when he wakes up, the white curtains, the sun looks like it's coming through those white curtains and he doesn't look very happy. I wonder what he's going to try to do next. Oh, now the white curtains, looks like he put stripes on them. So stripes are like this. He put stripes on his white curtains. Wonder what's going to happen when he tries to go to sleep and wake up the next morning. Do you think the light's going to come through? Let's see. Oh, still some light coming in. So it made him wake up early and he still doesn't look very happy. All right. Look at these curtains here. These curtains are dark black curtains. This is the color black. Point to the black curtains. There's the black curtains. I wonder what's going to happen with the sun. Do you think that the sun is going to shine through those black curtains? Let's see. Hope he gets some sleep. Oh, look, it looks like he's sleeping peacefully with the black curtains. Oh, and then when it's time to get up, he opened the curtains so he could see the sun shine through and get some light. All right. And the story's over. All right, so now we're going to go back and read the story, and we'll talk about it a little bit. Let's see what happens in the story, if we were right when we went through our picture walk. Okay, here we go. All right, so the title of our story is Grumpy Mr. G by Emily Weinberger, illustrated by Todd Gardner. Mr. G is grumpy. Grumpy means upset. His window is made of clear glass. The sun shines through his window. The light shines into his eyes. So the sun is shining through his window, which makes it really light, and it's hurting his eyes. This wakes him up early every morning, so he looks grumpy. Mr. G needs to sleep. He wants to make his room dark. So he wants to make his room dark. Curtains, which look like this, can help make his room dark. Mr. G buys different curtains. Let's see. Mr. G hangs up thin white curtains. He pulls the curtain closed. He goes to bed at night. Will Mr. G get some more sleep? With those white curtains, is it going to be dark? Or is it going to be light in the morning? Who remembers from our picture walk? Let's see. The next morning, Mr. G wakes up early. The light is shining in his eyes. He sees a lot of light coming through the curtains. The curtains are too thin and white. They did not make the room dark. So they did not make the room dark. The white curtains are too light. So he's still grumpy. Okay, now let's see. Mr. G hangs up different curtains. They have black and white stripes. He pulls the curtains closed. He goes to bed at night. Will Mr. G get some more sleep? I wonder if he's going to get some more sleep with the striped curtains. The next morning, Mr. G wakes up early. Light is shining in his eyes. So his eyes still too light. Okay, he sees some light coming through the curtains. The curtains only keep some of the light. Keep out some of the light. They did not make his room dark. So his room is not dark yet. All right, let's see what else he's going to do. Mr. G hangs up thick black curtains. He pulls the curtains closed. He goes to bed at night. Will Mr. G get some more sleep? Look, he has thick, dark, black curtains. Who thinks Mr. G is going to get some more sleep? Raise your hand. I do. Let's see. The next morning, Mr. G wakes up later. The light does not come through the dark curtains. His room is very dark. It is hard to see anything. So the black curtains kept his room dark. That's awesome. So he got to sleep a little bit. Mr. G looks very comfortable and happy in his bed and not grumpy anymore. All right. So, Mr. G is not grumpy anymore. Woohoo! The thick black curtains blocked the light. So the black curtains blocked the light. He did not wake up early. Now he will be able to sleep more. Mr. G is happy. The end. That is so cool that Mr. G was able to find black curtains to keep his room dark so he could sleep. All right, that was a great story. Let's go to our communication board and see if we can answer some questions. All right, let me get it a little closer so we can see it. All right, so in the story, Grumpy Mr. G, was he happy or grumpy? In the beginning of the story, he was grumpy because he couldn't sleep. He was wide awake because of the light shining in. But at the end of the story, he was happy. Can you guys point to the word happy? Happy. So where did the story take place? Did the story take place inside his house or outside of his house? It took place inside his house, in his bedroom. Who can point to the picture of the bed? I'll give you a hint. It's over here in the yellow. There's the picture of the bed. That's right. So the setting of the story took place in Mr. G's bedroom because he was trying to get some sleep. But what kept on shining through the window? There's the window. The sun kept shining through the window. All right. And that hurt his eyes. Remember my picture of the eyes? All right. So he had to think of things to help his room get darker. And he thought of putting up some curtains. First, he tried white curtains. White. And then he's tried striped curtains. Which one of these says stripe? Striped. The white curtains, so the white curtain still let the light in. and the light came from the sun in the morning. Okay? But then he tried striped curtains. But that still wasn't dark enough and the light still shined through. So the light from the sun still shined through. Then he had to figure out how to make it dark. So he found black curtains to make it dark. And in that story, those black curtains allowed Mr. G to sleep because the sun was not able to get in. So that made Mr. G's eyes very happy. That's right. So, who can point to the curtain picture? It's over here in the yellow. Point to it. I'll give you another hint. It's in this row. The curtain that were black made Mr. G very happy. All right. Let's see if we can answer some questions. All right. So the name of the story, let's see. The name of the story is Grumpy Mr. G. Okay? The name of the story is the title of the story. Okay? I'm going to move this over and write it in. Grumpy Mr. G. Okay? And we talked about in the beginning that the author is the person who wrote the story. And the author is Emily Weinberger. Okay? And then, who is the illustrator? Does the illustrator write the story, or does the illustrator draw the pictures? Remember we talked about that? The pictures in the story are from the illustrator, and the illustrator's name is Todd Gardner. All right. Who are the people or animals in the story? And they are called the characters. Who was the story about? Who is this guy right here? What was his name? Mr. G. All right. Where does the story happen is called the setting. Where does the story happen? Did the story happen in Mr. G's room or outside? It looks like the story happened in Mr. G's bedroom because he's in his bed. So the story happened in Mr. G's bedroom. And what are some things that happened in the story? Remember we talked about it was so light in there because he didn't have any curtains? And then when he got curtains, it became dark and didn't hurt his eyes. So, what happened in the story? We can say that Mr. G was grumpy and then happy. All right. And he was grumpy because at first he had too much light in his room. And then at the end, when he got the curtains, it was nice and dark and he could sleep. All right. Thanks so much for reading the story with me and going through it and answering some questions and learning about different vocabulary words. Dark, light, eyes, and sun. Until next time, thanks for spending this time with me on this lesson. Bye-bye for now.